Hey everybody, I'm Just Q, and this is a paid promotion video. My slogan here is stay happy, always. So, with that being said, this game includes gacha mechanics and optional microtransactions. Please play responsibly and keep track of your spending. All in-game purchases have no real-world value. If you're under 18, get parent or guardian permission before buying anything. Have fun and play smart. Now, enjoy the video. Hey everybody, I'm Just Q, and I'm back with some more Chaos Zero Nightmare content. Today we will be going through a character and partner synergy guide. This will help everybody pick the right partner for the right combatant. So, let's hop right on into it. What we will cover in this video will also be in the description down below. You can find all the timestamps there just in case you want to jump around or if you come back to the video and you just want to look at specific items. So, what we will cover in this video will be combatant card focus. Which ability are you focusing on or for, whether it be damage, healing, shielding. Also, partner abilities, both their passive and their ego. And then also combatant team synergy, because your other teammates really help when it comes to making all of this work together. So it doesn't just matter just about the right combatant and the partner themselves, but the right teammates go a long way to making sure everything meshes perfectly. So let's hop right on into this guide. So who we're going to be focusing on is Hugo. Hugo is someone that I got lucky enough to get, thankful enough. So his combatant strengths are high damage, extra attacks. I'm really leaning in on his extra attacks. And then also his ability to ignore enemy action points, because as you can see here, haste cards do not reduce the enemy's action points. So that really does help you in terms of mitigating damage and especially stress too. So if you're putting on more damage and you're really just, getting the enemy down, but they're not taking, more actions, then you don't have to worry about, hey, man, how am I going to manage this stress? Because you're taking less damage. So I really like that about Hugo. It gives him that little bit of extra flexibility, especially when he has these extra attacks as well. Now, in terms of Hugo's cards, we are going to be leaning in and focusing on Hunting Instincts, Fixer's Approach, and Fan of Daggers. These three cards here are the basis of just everything for Hugo, in my personal opinion, of course. Now with Hunting Instincts, as you can see, I put Gain Commits the Hunt stacks because this is Outbreak of War card. You're going to use it at the very beginning of the fight. And please pay attention to the top left-hand corner of this card, because when we talk about Epiphanies, it will change. So right now it costs you 1 AP, but later on the AP is going to change, and I will let you know. Now for this one, when another combatant uses upgrade or skill card, gain 1 Commits to Hunt. And for Commits to Hunt, that's basically the stacks that he gains in order for him to perform an extra attack. So when someone performs a targeting attack, he performs an extra attack on the enemy. So you need to make sure you monitor these Commits to Hunt stacks, so that way he can continue performing extra attacks and just put extra damage in on the enemy. Now when it comes to Fixer's Approach buffs his Commits to Hunt damage plus 40 extra attack of Commits to Hunt. So that's just something you're going to use as an upgrade card. Costs 1, very low, so extra Commits to Hunt damage. And then when it comes to Fan of Daggers, as you can see, more gaining of these Commits to Hunt stacks. This is just where it is. I mean, this is just Hugo himself. So gain Commits to Hunt stack, gain Commits to Hunt stack, and then of course extra damage. But when we think about his team, again, when they're using the upgrade of the skill cards, they're still going to be helping him gain more stacks. It's just the Fan of Daggers gives him a little bit more flexibility sometimes, to where if you don't have an upgrade or a skill card in your hand, then he can help himself gain Commits to Hunt stacks. And for this one in particular, it says ×3, so you have a chance to hit up to 3 enemies. So that means 1 to 3 possible stacks for Commits to Hunt. Sometimes I've hit 2 enemies, so that's why I'm saying between 1 and 3, because who knows, maybe sometimes somebody could say, well, I've actually hit 1 enemy 1 time, just 3 times in a row. So that's true. Or if you're actually just trying to DPS someone down, there's just 1 enemy on the screen, you're still only going to count, you're only going to gain 1 Commits to Hunt stack. So just wanted you to be aware of that when using that card. Now, in terms of his Epiphanies, we're going to be focusing on Hunting Instincts again, And like I said, in the top left hand corner, it goes from 1 to 0. So it just gives you that lower card cost. So then you're not using that AP at the beginning of the fight. So still gain the stacks, you know, throughout the fight when your other teammates use an upgrade or a skill card. It just, now I don't have to use the 1 AP, which to me, I like the flexibility. And then Fan of Daggers 5. This one is a little bit of a mixed opinion. And I would only say this because it's a unique card. So you can only hold one unique card at a time, or up to, as they say, up to one unique card at a time. So you're going to have to choose between this card and his card that actually gives him extra damage for Commence the Hunt. So you can't hold both unique cards at the same time. So it's either Fan of Daggers 5 or extra flat damage on his Commence the Hunt. And I would argue to say if this one's better, and we're going to talk about why. At the start of the turn, 60% times 2 damage to random enemies. So again, that's 2 enemies, and he's still going to gain Commence the Hunt equal to the number of targets hit. So if he hits 2 enemies, he gains 2 Commence the Hunt. So there you go. So you're still gaining the stacks, but I would say this adds to his damage output because it's an upgrade card, which means it should proc every single turn. So at the start of the turn, damage. At the start of the turn, damage. At the start of the turn, damage. You know, to up to 2 random enemies. So adds to his damage output, and it just depends on which way you want to go. I mean, if you feel like the flat damage on his Commence the Hunt is doing more, then sure. But you know, it is a very, you know, it is an option. This is an option. Now, moving on to his partner. So for Hugo's partner, I'm currently using Marin. And so far, I'm having a lot of fun with Marin. So her passive Raging Wave, the extra attack damage of cards generated by the assigned combatant's abilities increased by 15%. So that's already 15% extra attack. And then when the assigned combatant uses a skill card, plus 25% extra attack damage for 1 turn. And you'll see it, it'll say Raging Wave plus 1, it'll be a stack. So you'll see it actually pop up on the screen there. But here's the thing, you don't really have to lean in on worrying about monitoring Raging Wave. That's not really a really big focus here. The bigger focus, honestly, for me, is if you do have Marin's skill up, and she also does, again, AoE damage, deal 200% damage to all enemies, and then she draws a skill card. This helps in 2 ways. If Hugo uses the skill, then sure, plus 25% extra attack damage for 1 turn. I mean, cool, more damage, right? Buff. But then if one of his teammates uses a skill card, then he gains stack for Commence the Hunt. So that's how this works, and that's how it's already leaning into his other teammates. So her ego skill is mainly the focus here, personally for me, because when it comes to him using skill cards, I mean, unless I really need to throw up a shield, typically I'm getting rid of his shield cards for other cards. So, you know, it just kind of, her passive helps, but you don't have to use it. Her ego skill, though, on the other hand, really good in terms of making sure you have skill cards. So, you know, it works both ways in my personal opinion. Now, in terms of team synergy, I'm using Mika and Tressa. And the builds that I'm using with Mika and Tressa are really going to help Hugo actually keep his stacks. And then, especially with Tressa, Tressa's going to still be doing damage, you know, using her upgrade cards and her skill cards. But then Mika helps Tressa actually throw out attacks, you know. So Mika's going to be throwing out skill cards. Tressa's going to be throwing out skill and upgrade cards. And then Hugo's going to have a lot of Commence to Hunt stacks. I mean, you can only go up to a maximum of 5. So you got to make sure you manage it when you really know that, hey, I have 5, but I can make more. So we're going to actually hop right on into the game so you can see this in action. Now, for my example for how the synergy with my partner, my combatant, and the teammates work, I'm going to be using the Chapter 4 promotion fight as an example, because I think it's a long enough fight for everybody to see how everything works. So let's hop right on into the fight. We have all of their data here, and let's go ahead and see how everything meshes together. Now, for the build for both Hugo and for Tressa, I have upgrade cards, Outbreak of War, so let me point it out. So we've seen Hugo's. Now for Tressa's, this feeds into Hugo. As you can see, he has no stacks. Now we're going to go straight to her Outbreak of War card. It's an upgrade card, so he gains his first stack. So everything goes off of that. And then same thing, she has skill cards I'm going to be using all throughout the fight that are going to feed straight into Hugo. This is actually a targeting skill card, so still counts, goes up to 2. And then now we also have an attack card here, or we can even use this for 2 waves. Same thing, upgrade card, gives him another stack, goes up to 3. And then now, first attack with 3 stacks, Hugo performs follow-up attack. So that's how everything is gonna work and mesh together. So we're just gonna go ahead and go through this fight and see how it goes. I think there's 2 bosses on this fight. So yeah, 2 bosses. So we're just gonna try to go through it, but I want everyone to see what kind of damage is on and what can we do. So see, like for here, you know, might be thinking, oh, he doesn't really have much going on, but then I also have this that gives me like, you know, AP, and then produces Shadow Dagger based on her Outbreak of War card. I can even do this same thing, more, and then see, targets an agony. So we're gonna basically be putting on the agony stacks. Bam, bam, and bam. And Hugo's gonna be doing damage. Then right here, just do a single target attack with Hugo, go to the next turn. He's already dwindled down. And he puts on another shield here, but I don't really think it's gonna help him, so she can create more daggers. There we go. She also has a skill card here, give him some more stacks. And then every once in a while, if you want to use this to give him 2 commits to hunt, I mean, I don't think it's too bad of a deal. I mean, it's there. Depends on if you've gotten rid of it yet. And there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal since he hit me there. And then we got one more Shadow Dagger. Mine as well. I don't think we need that. As you can see, the purple's all the way towards the end of his bar there. So, and now pretty much the same thing. Now we got Fixer's Approach to give us extra damage here. So we're gonna use that upgrade card. Like I said, you can use that card, or you can use Fan of Daggers 5. It just kind of depends on where you want to go with it. And then we got more skill cards, upgrade card, skill for healing, and then heal gain commits the hunt on this, takes him up to, well, actually, sorry, forgot I don't have that passive on that one, so I actually got to change that card. But then bam, then he does more follow-up attack. And then now we have her ult. So this is where things start to get interesting, because as you can see, this boss has 3,555 shield currently. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Tressa here, give him some more stacks there. And then now see, I have 5 stacks. So this is what I mean by managing your stacks, because I can give him more stacks by like healing or doing something else, but there's no point in doing all that. So I could just go ahead and attack here, and then choose to heal if I want to, or I can just wait, you know, because we got to also manage like all of what this guy's going to be giving us. But since he's going to be giving us a lot of cards that are just basically going to like, hey, I need to throw him away, this is where Tressa comes in. We're going to use our ult, get some more Shadow Daggers, and do a little bit more damage with extra attacks. There we go. And now we see that shield go all the way down, all that damage. There we go. And then now we can use a little bit of healing here, even though, yeah, I know we don't need it. But this is how we manage our commits to hunt stacks, get some extra daggers, and just pretty much try our best to somewhat nuke this boss's shield. There we go. Bam, shield gone. So now we don't have to worry about the shield. Same thing. Now we have hers that's popping up, so we can actually attack this boss. I'm just going to do it for the sake of seeing what goes on. See, draws a skill card that will give him stacks. He's actually at 0 right now. Then we have more skill card. another heal card, counting the skill card, and then I'm just gonna pop 1 damage here. We're full health, so I don't really have to worry about anything. And then I'll throw 2 of his out. Why not? Just to manage how much shield he's gonna get back. But he's already at 62 health, so I mean, not too much of a problem there. He's dead. So that's how that works. We just wanted to show that, hey, everything for Tressa and Mika goes into everything, and then also pulling skill cards from using Marin's ego skill really does help. I mean, either it be with healing specifically, if you get lucky, get a heal card like I did, or if you're literally just wanting to draw a skill card even with Hugo for the extra damage. So that's how that team works right there in action. So in conclusion, we want to have a skill/goal focus. As for my team, I had a focus of extra attacks. So you see how everything works with my extra attacks, but then also the dagger attacks as well. So the dagger attacks helps feed the extra attacks that Hugo is using because it's a targeting ability. So you have to have a skill or goal in mind when you're thinking like, hey, how am I going to make this synergy work for the partner and for the combatant, and then along with the rest of my team. So going into, ask which partner can help me achieve my goals. So which partner can help me achieve the goal that I have in mind? So for me, that was definitely Marin, because I still have the flexibility of either getting more of a damage buff from her passive, or getting the skill card from her ego. So that really does help. Ask which teammates will help me achieve my goals. Again, Mika, Tressa, as you can see, feeding in everything into Hugo to make sure he has commits to hunt stacks. So you have to make sure the teammates are there, and then make sure your goals from one combatant doesn't hinder other combatants. So my example of that is if you have a character that is very AP hungry, but you also have another character or combatant that's AP hungry, both of them will basically perform at a very low grade rate. So they're not going to perform as good as they could if they were on a better team, because if they both need like 4 or 5 AP in a turn to perform, and you can't produce a lot of AP for them to really show what they can do, then they're both going to perform kind of okay. So you want to make sure you have goals for, all of your combatants that does not hinder the other combatants on the team. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, I hope everyone has enjoyed this guide. I want to thank you all for making it to the end. If you did, even if you jumped around and you just happen to hear me now, I thank you too, because I really, really like it. If you did enjoy the video, please give me a like, subscribe, come hang out, watch the videos. But remember, my slogan when you're here is stay happy always. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.